Namaste, my dear friends, and welcome to the channel for another reading. And today's topic is about childhood wounds and how they are unfolding in your life currently, and advice from the tarot. If you're watching a short, then please look for the complete readings link in the comments. And if you're watching this on an Instagram story, then click the link given. You can also check the highlight section, and you can find the link to my channel in the bio. So without any further ado, let's get to the pile prep. Please remember that these are general readings and all the messages may not apply to you. Take what applies and leave the rest. If you are attracted to more than one pile, then please go ahead and watch the other piles. You might have some messages in those piles as well. So let's get started. I had pre-shuffled all the decks. So advice for pile 1 on how best to resolve the childhood wounds that they have currently going on in their life. Advice for pile 2 on how best to resolve the childhood wounds that they might have going on currently in their life. And advice for pile 3. Sorry, maybe they wanted to come out these two for pile 3. And let me put it here. And this will be pile 4. Childhood wounds that pile 4 may need to resolve. And advice about it. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. You can keep making the choice while I still shuffle the other deck. Advice, insights on pile 1's childhood wounds and how to go about resolving them. Advice, insight on pile 2's childhood wounds and how to go about resolving them. I feel like picking another card for pile 2. Advice, insights on pile 3's childhood wounds and how to go about resolving them. I feel like this card for pile 3. And this one for pile 4. I don't feel like this for pile 3 itself. Advice, insight regarding their childhood wounds and how to go about resolving them for pile 4. Yes. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. Please make your choice intuitively. You can choose more than one pile if you're drawn to it. And I'll give you a few seconds here. If you feel the need, please pause the video and take your time to pick your pile and then jump to the reading with the given chapters in the description box. Thank you so much. I'll get started with the reading now. This is pile number 4, pile number 3, pile number 2. Let me not confuse this. 4, 3, 2. And yes, pile number 1. So your first card reads Splendor. This is about appreciating the little things that you have in life. And this card is You are the universe. Aham Brahmasmi. Explore the universe within you. Let's get to interpreting these cards. at the end of the reading. Now I'll start with the tarot deck. So, for pile number one, what are the childhood wounds that are playing out in pile one's life currently? How to go about resolving them? Childhood wounds. This wants to come out. Okay, pile number one. Okay, just give me a few seconds here. So, okay, pile number one. From this spread, I get the word control issues a lot. Like, maybe you had parents who were, either one of the parents or everybody in the family sort of was out on a rage. Okay, either they were passive aggressive or aggressive, like upfront aggressive. They would use harsh words, harsh treatment. Even the punishments might have been harsh. Or probably you thought they were harsh and they would put you off balance. Like, even for the little mistakes that you did, probably you were not easily forgiven. For some people, I hear that it is you were chastised, and sometimes that didn't look fair to you when you were a child. And I also get a feeling that you had a grandparent, for some of you, that lived with you, and that grandparent also didn't have this uh, you know you probably the grandparent also acted the same way like your parents did, or probably they were even worse. And everybody around you looks like was very busy trying to discipline you, get you know to I get this word, make you act and behave right. Were you even allowed to be a child when you were a child? That is something. Like, sometimes we adults expect 5-year-olds to act like 50-year-olds, show that amount of maturity, and behave in a certain way, or talk in a certain way. Most of the adults do that. They want their children to be as understanding and as you know uh, capable as adults are, emotionally, mentally, and also morally. But when they are only 5, how can they even do all those things? 5-year olds are kids who are very sweet, and they can be cruel at the same time, depending on the kind of environment they had. I get a lot of disciplining, like disciplining in the wrong way also. You were being punished, you were being chastised, and you were, even for the minor mistakes, you had to hear a lot of harsh words. And you wanted to, sort of make sense of all of this when you were a child. You wanted to explore, like, what am I doing as a child that I deserve so much? Not in the, when you were a child, you might not have thought like, what did I do to deserve all these things? No, it's like, what can I do to please these adults around me? How can I keep them satisfied? You started exploring that, I think, as a child. You couldn't find that mental and emotional balance, and especially with a mother figure. I'll come to the father figures a little later, but the mother figures, you could have been very passive aggressive, and sometimes emotionally more damaging than the male figures you had in your life. And when I say a female figure, it need not be a mother. Okay, it can be a man who has a lot of feminine attributes also. Go with what feels like. And A figure or a feminine figure need not be a woman, mother herself. It can be any person whom you have looked up as a mother. These adults were trying to instill they uh, they were probably in their head thinking that they are doing right by you, by you know uh, having this strict regime, or probably there was no structure. This is what I'm getting. One day they say something, the other day they change their mind, they go say something else, and they want you to comply all of those things. There was no semblance and there was no structure when you were growing up. And probably that threw you out of balance. Discipline was in their minds very different idea, I guess. For some of you, I think you were not even disciplined. For some it was extreme strict disciplining, and for some it was like absolutely no discipline, no reins. You were just allowed to do whatever you wanted to do, and you felt like you are your own parent sometimes. They were present, but you could get away with most of the stuff, I think most of everything. And when they got angry, your parents, on you, that anger was really bad. You couldn't have probably handled it well. Okay, but you found some inspiration there. Your childhood, I think, in this chaos, there was something inside you which was trying to find some inspiration, some ideas on how to improve on your conditions. And probably in your head, you're constantly exploring new ideas on how to, how, probably it was about survival, on how do I survive this day. I think as an adult currently, you are good at uh, the survival instincts in you could have been so strong as a child. Right now you are probably looking at every single day, or even subconsciously, unconsciously, you are trying to survive every day. Like, how do I survive this job today? How do I survive at house today, even though when there is nobody trying to attack you, and nobody trying to discipline you or not discipline you, or nobody to chastise you, nobody to get angry at you. You can be this grown adult who has absolutely all the freedom in this world, but you are unable to enjoy it because you feel so bound. It's like an elephant or an horse. They're just tied by chains for a certain amount of time, so that they understand that they cannot run away. And after that, the chains are removed and they are free. They can run, they can jump, they can gallop, and they can go anywhere they want to. But in their head, it would be as if that they cannot run, they cannot. You can just tie them to a plastic chair also, they think that they are bound. And that's how I think it is playing out currently in your life. Now I think you're trying to find the root cause of what's happening with you, why you are like this, why. And also I get, for some people, people pleasing. When you don't want to do certain things, you still end up doing them, and you chastise yourself for doing those things as an adult right now. But that doesn't matter. And you are trying to find the truth as to why uh, uh, I mean, you want to get to the root cause of why you are behaving like this. And if you had absolutely no discipline as a child, you might be thinking that I wish I had that discipline, so that I could grow up into, I could have done all these things. And you want to find, and you, if you're trying to be more disciplined in your life and you are unable to stick to a routine or do certain things, probably you are trying to find the answers as to why, even after I try so much to be disciplined, to stick to something, I'm unable to do that. I'm not saying when I stick to something, you don't stick to anything, or any person, there is no commitment. It's not that way. I say, if you say, for example, you are committed to lose certain amount of pounds, probably you start on that and give it up in a couple of days, then pick it up and give it up. That could be one thing. Or you could be so strict. I see extremes in this. There is no middle ground in this pile. either you are on one extreme where you are having extreme difficulty in following some path, or you are following some path so rigidly that uh, you want a break but you are unable to take a break. And I don't know about anger from other people in your life currently, but I think you yourself have a lot of anger issues, and it could be repressed also. And when it comes out, it cuts like a sword. Okay, whether you are a male or female, it does not matter. And especially if you had a grandparent kind of a figure, that grandparent could have been a very angry person in general. Okay, absolutely no. Sometimes they would speak certain harsh words that it could bore a hole through something. So much acid, so much venom they would have sometimes. This could be applicable to one or two people who are watching this. So that's how I think it is unfolding right now. A lot of, sometimes it can be self doubt, and sometimes yeah, basically I am getting people pleasing. You don't want to do that anymore. Mention in the comment downs below. Sorry, mention in the comments down below um, how you resonate with this, and anything else on how things are unfolding currently for pile number one. Anything else on how things are currently unfolding for pile number one regarding their childhood issues. Another card. Oh, okay. Pile number one. See, you feel bound. You feel so bound and so restricted that you feel that you cannot do so many things that you want to do or you wish to do. Sometimes you feel suffocated and that you have no choice but to do these things. As I told you, it's like training a horse or an elephant to stay put, so that they start believing that they are unable to break free. You can break free. And these cards are major. Okay, you might feel like you're stuck in your old ways and you're stuck with certain habits and belief systems which are not letting you move forward in your life, and that is sort of keeping you in this rut wherever you are at. Either you are extremely over disciplined, and especially with anger issues, I get strong anger issues with this pile. Like, if you get angry, you do not, most of you might not know how to properly express your anger. You see, I read somewhere that stop expressing your anger, explain your anger, and that is the solution to all the anger issues. You need to learn to explain your anger, why you are getting angry. And this, you might have suppressed so much frustration in your childhood with the kind of adults you had around you, that these anger issues are extremely deep rooted in you. Okay, and you want to, I see that you want to transform into somebody who is emotionally much more understanding towards other people. Probably you say and do things which are extremely hurtful to many, and at least to your immediate family members it could be very hurtful. And you really want to change. I can see that in this spread. You want to change that aspect about you, but you feel stuck. You think that, and I also get that as a child probably nobody paid attention to what you were saying, your needs, and your, when they were yelling at you, when these adults around you got angry, and when they were chastising you, or they never let you explain your side of the story. That's what I get, and that's how you are becoming these days. Like, you do not have the patience to let other people explain their side of the story. You become, it's like lighting a match and throwing it in a petrol. It just boof. You might not get angry for every single day at every single moment, but there is a lot of anger within you. When it bursts out, it bursts out, and you are feeling stuck with that. And as I'm saying, It's all in the mindset. There is nothing actually binding you. You just have to look at yourself in a different perspective. You have to explore yourself, and that is when you will feel that you have a path to go forward, and probably you are lost on how to change these things. And emotionally you're trying to be a mature person. Okay, emotionally you're trying to put a front where you come across as a very mature person, at least for some time. But behind all that, there is so much negativity, anger within you. And I see that you are don't it's not your choice to be like that. You want to change, but you're stuck. Your goal is to be this, but you're stuck with this. Okay. And some, it might not apply to everybody. Some of you might be expert liars, because when we are children and we get chastised for everything, in order to survive, we master the art of lying just to get out of trouble, just to stay out of trouble. And we would have learned how to lie and keep the lies intact, like nobody will find out kinds. So some people might have learned the art of lying. Some people might have learned the art of suppressing their anger, but when it comes out, it just burns. And I also feel that you deceive yourself a lot of nice relationships. You might have that fear of commitment towards um, people. Okay, you might show as if you are interested, but deep down there is a lot of fear. Okay, so much fear, so much anger within you. That's what I'm getting right now. That is how all these childhood wounds are unfolding for you. You were out of balance, like you didn't find a lot of semblance when you were a child with the adults around you, parent figures, grandparent figures, whoever they are. You try to keep your emotions, like you don't let them come out into the open very easily. They're all suppressed. You keep them, you know, you just push them down and keep them down. And when it explodes, all the hell breaks loose. And only a few people, I get like one or two people, know that side of you. Not everybody will know it. So, let's come to this card. Explore the universe within you. So, this card says that you have to get deep inside you. You have to go within you to find the answers that you're seeking on how to get out of this, because the inspiration lies within you. It's not outside of you. It's not in any person. It's not in any book. It's not in any YouTube channel or in any movie or anywhere. You have to find these answers for yourself on how to get out of these stuck patterns that make you feel so bound, as if you have no choice, as if you are being controlled. But that's not the truth. That is just an illusion. Okay, there is something within you which will free you. Only you can go and find that out. Nobody else can say what it is. Even though somebody finds it out and points that to you, you might not be in a position to understand it. Sometimes we have to find answers for ourselves so that we can move forward easily, break these chains. See, this woman and man are bound here. To break these chains, you need to actually find the truth for yourself. And exploring whatever is within you, all that you hold within you, will have the key to all your problems. And this card is about splendor. It is about appreciating the small things in your life, enjoying the little joys, and being in the moment. Okay, there are a lot of butterflies around Ganesha. There are so many flowers, and Ganesha is just having so much fun, and he's enjoying the beauty of that moment. That he's in a beautiful garden surrounded by butterflies. Okay, going out in the nature, spending time with some gardening uh, actually gardening can be quite calming for your group of people. Okay, it might inspire you, and it might nudge you in the right direction. Spend times with some plants, or if you don't have plants, get a house plant, that which you cannot easily kill. Peace lily is one of those plants, and there is something called a snake plant which you cannot kill very easily. Okay, even the lucky bamboo, all of these plants can be useful. So Ganesha is saying that find the little things, go out, garden, spend time, a little time in your garden with the plants. You will find relaxation. Enjoy the little things, which will bring you into the present moment. So that was your reading pile number one. I hope you found it helpful. Please mention it in the comments down below how you felt about the reading. And if you like the reading, please give me a thumbs up. If you think someone else might like it, please share it with them. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. I really truly appreciate all your support. Thank you so much, and see you with another reading. Till then, take care, my friends. Bye, and I wish you all the very best on your path to discover what's stopping you from your childhood to live your life to the fullest. Thank you so much for watching. Pile number two. Insight. This card talks about your third eye chakra. This is divine oneness, and the card reads, there is only one supreme being. Although the ways of reaching him are different, we are all interconnected. And growth. Masters like parents give bitter medicines for our own cleansing and growth. Let's get with the tarot cards here. Let me shuffle it a little bit. For pile number two, please give them the messages that they need to know about how their childhood wounds are unfolding, what kind of wounds are unfolding in their life currently, and how they are unfolding. Uh, Give them the right advice, please, so that they can get out of their limiting patterns to live their life to the fullest. Thank you so much. So pile number one, I feel like that card. Pile number two, sorry, pile number two, their childhood trauma, which could be unfolding currently, how it's unfolding, and any advice that they can use. Feel like this. Two more cards, please. Oops. Judgment and Queen of Pentacles. Two more cards, please. Okay, one more card, please. Okay, let me take these. Just one more card. pile number 2, their childhood wounds. I feel like this card. Okay. Give me a few seconds so that I can take this in. Okay, pile number 2. I see a few scenarios here, but one thing which I see strongly is a feminine presence. Okay, probably some of you had a single mother, and probably you had uh, two women who were of major influence in your life. It, when I say women, it need not necessarily be the gender women. It could be that just a feminine, even men can be feminine in the way they are disposed. Okay, so there could have been feminine presence, strong feminine presence in your life. And one of them could be a grandmother figure, the other could be the mother figure. And these, whoever was like the mother or the father, would have been someone who was in charge, okay, who took charge and who acted on the things that they were thinking, and very active socially. They might have like to have a huge community, and probably when you were growing up as a child also, you might have had a lot of people come and go in and out of your house. And your grandmother or the elderly woman, whoever, a woman or a man who had these qualities, um, could have been someone who, I'm getting the word stingy for some reason. They weren't as nurturing as they should have been towards you in your childhood. And the one and probably your mother or father, single parent, that's what I'm saying. A single parent would have actually worked very hard towards making your life comfortable, and to accumulate the wealth that needs to have the family going. And they have might have done quite well in that department, or at least you didn't feel that there was a lack of material comforts when it came to your childhood. But you were somehow very sad in general. Okay, maybe your victories were not celebrated, probably, since if this is a single parent scenario, then probably you didn't have a parent figure to come back home to talk about um, uh, all the things that went on, you had in the day. Okay, the kind of interactions you had, the kind of victories you had, the kind of celebrations you had, and probably you did not have many occasions to celebrate with them. And probably there was nobody to acknowledge what you have achieved, or pat your back when you came home to say that hey, you did good. Okay, in general, I, you had the attention of your parents, like they were available to you if you wanted them, but it's not like on a and it's not like constantly. Okay, when you needed it, you had it. And just a minute. Some of material wealth, the material comforts that you have, I get from the cards, made your sadness a little better. Okay, it's like you could have had devices to distract you. And I said that, as I said, that probably a lot of people came in and out of your house. So you might have had a lot of people around all the time, and that could also have been one of the reasons why your parents couldn't focus on you, because they had, it could be a joint family scenario as well, where your parents might not have been able to focus on your development as such as a child. I don't get a very negative vibe as such, but it's just like parents were there, but they were not there as well for you. That's what I'm getting from this spread. And if it's a joint family scenario, then yes, the resources might have been shared among many people. Okay, This could be applicable to some of you. If it was a joint family that you lived in, and you had to share your resources with your cousins and other uncles, aunts, and other people who lived in your house, probably you had some space but not a lot of space to call your own. Okay. And everybody was in everybody's space, and probably you were someone who everybody used to take advantage of, not like in a bad way. It's like some people are very careful with the things that they have, and other people are okay if other people come and use their stuff, they are willing to share. And you could have been one of those people who was willing to share, but you were not very happy about it all the time. That's what I'm getting from this spread. But it has uh, helped you get to a emotionally matured state where you can handle your emotions very well, and probably that comes from the mother figure that you had, the the one person who would take charge and make sure everything is running smooth. And even though they had a very high status in the home, if everybody respected her, she wouldn't bog down from he or she wouldn't bog down from getting down and working whenever it was needed. And I also get a feeling that there is a sadness about some loss that you may have had, like it lost opportunity or probably losing this parental figure. But the card is also saying that you're not looking at the value they have left behind for you, to look at the legacy that they have created for you. It might not be just about money, it is about how to maintain relationships with other people, to have that awesome network. I don't get a very wounded childhood here, but this card made an appearance in pile number 1. You might have certain messages there in that pile also. I would, if you would like it, please check it out. um, uh, but you are in a place where you can handle your emotions well without letting other people know all the sadness that you carry within you. There is a grief. I think it's more of the vibe that I'm getting from this is the grief of that loss of that strong person who was actually very pivotal for in your childhood. You sort of looked up to them. They made your life so full of uh, comforts within whatever you had. It's like if you went and asked them for something, if they could not get you that immediately, probably they would get that to you in a little time. Not exactly the thing that you may have asked for if it was very expensive, but something which is similar to that. You were not denied many things as a child. That's what I'm getting, and that's what you're missing as an adult right now. Then that's what I'm getting from this spread. Some of you might have been spoilt also, like really pampered, really pampered, and now you miss that pampering. It's not a wound as such for this pile, especially, but yeah, it's more about not having the luxury of being able to depend on somebody. That's what I'm getting from this spread. You are very sad within. Probably there has been a loss. Maybe you lost this person, or probably you no longer speak to them. There has been some sort of a dispute or something, and you no longer speak to them. This person made sure. I also get from this spread that even when you had very little, this person made sure that you feel like you're very well off. They didn't let you feel sad at all. But now you miss that, as an adult. Now that when this person is no longer around you, you miss that security, you miss that comfort. Deep down, you might not express that to anyone. You might just keep it to yourself. You might be trying to be that person for other people. in your life, even if it's one or two other people. You might be doing that, but with a lot of sadness that you still miss, uh, having that currently. But I also get, for some, that things, uh, maybe things didn't go well for you in your childhood as your parents or you had hoped for, but this person was your shield. They protected you from so many things. If you have lost someone so important in your life currently, I'm really very sorry about your loss, pile number two. uh, and in another scenario, I get that your victories or your little wins were just not recognized or celebrated. This person didn't give you, these two people actually didn't give much importance to uh, your little wins. Like you won a debate competition in your school, they brushed it off. You won the first prize in running race, they brushed it off. They didn't give much importance. They didn't in clap their hands for every little thing that you did. That also I get from this. And that could be, you as an adult right now, for you it might be difficult to recognize your own wins. That's how it could be translating for you as an adult currently. Like, even though you win a lot, you keep the celebration within you. You just don't talk about your achievements. And that could be very crucial if you are in a business kind of a scenario where you need to market yourself. You don't do that. Maybe that's also one of the messages that I'm getting. This piles messages is slightly varied, different scenarios, and I'm mentioning as things are coming to me. So please take what is resonating with you. Okay, so this is what I get from this pile. And this card says insight. It's all about your third eye chakra. Like, this card says that you have innate intuition. Probably most of the people in this pile are very intuitive, and truly so with this card, because this king is extremely intuitive. He just can look at a person and go what's going on with them. Emotionally very intuitive pile this could be. And this says that tap use that emotion, sorry, not emotion, intuition. The more you use it, the better it gets, and it will guide you on the right path in your life. It will get you out of all the sadness that you might be feeling currently. Just use that intuition. And if you suddenly I get this feeling that you want to communicate to this person that has passed over, maybe use your intuition. Maybe they have messages for you. That is how you can um, information from them. And this also speaks about oneness. I forgot to mention that. I also see that here. See, when our third eye chakra is clear, we are in a place to see how everything is connected, how everything is one. That is a major power of having the third eye chakra activated. Getting to activate your third eye chakra is a process. Okay, and I'm not talking about activating the third eye chakra, but here with the third eye chakra, we if it is even a little bit, if we are even sensitive, sorry, I'm unable to form sentences for some reason currently. If we are even a little bit sensitive to these energies, we start receiving certain intuitive hits, and they are very useful if you can focus on them and can heed to them. If you are feeling scared to take major steps in that direction, then I would encourage, start with small things and see how it goes for you. Sometimes intuition can be crazy. Like, you will not believe what it's saying, but you will be very scared to do the things that it asks you to do. But once you start getting used to that madness, you will understand how far seeing intuition is. That's what this card also talks about. It talks about connectedness, oneness, uh, being able to gauge the situation for your and others' advantages as well. This talks about there is only one supreme being, although the ways of reaching him are different, we all are interconnected. So, if you are mourning somebody's loss, remember that they are with you. They are not gone per se. They are always around you and you are always connected with them. And if it is about some lost relationships and lost friendships, it could be just for the time being. With time, things improve. You will be connected with them, they will be connected with you. So that's also what this divine oneness talks about. There is actually no separation, it's just in our head. And growth, masters like parents give bitter medicines for our own grow for own cleansing and growth. So if you're going through some emotional uh, loss and grief currently, and if you think that things have been unfair towards you in life and you are grieving that, and if you're grieving somebody's loss or something, this is just a phase where you are learning to be more mature emotionally towards other people. And if you are more giving, if the time is asking you to be more giving right now, and if you think that you are uh, giving a lot more than you're receiving in relationships, I get a major relationship vibe from this spread. So in relationships, especially familial relationships, if you think that you're always giving more than getting back, this says that in all of this pain there is some lesson, probably of loving unconditionally, of being and doing your best, is the lesson that you have to learn in this lifetime through your childhood wounds. And probably that's what it was teaching all the while, especially if it was a joint family where you had to share a lot of resources with other people. mm, things might have not been easy growing up in a joint family scenario. And even if you didn't get much of parents attention and all that stuff, it could have been very difficult as a child to go through that, emotional without emotional support. Okay, so that was your reading pile number 2. Please let me know in the comments down below how you felt about the reading, and I would really love to hear from you. And if you have something to say, please mention it in the comments down below. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up. If you think somebody else might like this, please share it with them. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. I really truly appreciate all of your support a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your time, and I wish you all the very best on your journey forward. And I wish and hope the best for you. May the universe bless you with its choicest blessings. Thank you so much for watching. See you with another reading. Bye. So, pile number 3. Capacity to love, decision, vows and promises. Fulfill the vows and promises made by you and your family members. Let there be a harmony of mind, body, soul. This will create balance of all elements. Harmony is the card. I will interpret these cards in the last. So let me shuffle this a little bit. Okay, for pile number 3, what kind of childhood wounds are now coming into their play, coming into play in their life currently. Okay. And advice, any insights that they need to have about the childhood wounds. Two more cards, please. Okay, pile number 3. Please remember that these are general messages. Not all messages may apply to you. Please take only what applies and leave the rest. If you're drawn to more than one pile, please go and check the other pile out. And give me a few seconds to make sense of what I see here. Okay, pile number 3. Right off the bat, I see your life in your childhood might have been extremely unfulfilling emotionally for you as children. Probably you had to grow up even before you could be children, emotionally, that is. You had to take care of yourself emotionally even when you didn't know how to be you didn't know how to take care of anything for that matter from a very young age, is what I'm getting. Right around 4 years, 3 years, from that age probably you had to be in a position to fend for yourself emotionally. And I get that there could have been a lot of conflicts at home. If there were parents, then they wouldn't see eye to eye. They had their own ways, they had their own opinions, and I also get that they would bring you into the fight. Okay, they would. I mean, they if they didn't come and involve you directly into the fight, the fights would start about you, like how one parent didn't do something for you, the how other parent left you out in the cold, or how they are not being, like, one parent blaming another parent as to how they are not parenting well, and one parent could have been more accusative, okay, than the other parent. I don't get a feeling of, even with your siblings probably there was no emotional bonding or fulfillment here. It might have, sorry, not, it might not apply to everybody. Sorry if I sound extremely negative here, but as if all the happiness was sucked out of you. You never got to enjoy being a child. Probably you had to take care of your own siblings emotionally, and you didn't know how to do it. Like, you were lacking emotional support and you had to give emotionally to your siblings. Am I making sense here? Somehow you had to become a parent when you were not ready, but you were not, it just doesn't sit for you emotionally. Okay, it's like you keep pouring into yourself emotionally, and there is a huge tap open which just flushes everything out that you put in the emotional department. It feels like your emotional capacity has now been drained and devoid. It's like dead, especially when it comes to love. Loving yourself unconditionally, loving other people unconditionally, you feel like There's not much left in you. At least in your childhood, that's how it felt, and that's how it is feeling right now. It's like you're done. You're done giving emotionally to people. You have never been emotionally satisfied. This is what I get from this spread. So much dissatisfaction when it comes to love department. So much conflict within you, outside of you. Probably you have, given out even when you don't have anything within you as a child. And that might have put an end, you might have put an end to giving out love to anybody. Now that extends to yourself. Your life feels as if, for the looks on the outside, when other people see you, maybe they think that you have everything on this planet. But when it comes to you internally, like, for there are people who do not have money, but they are very happy in life, content, okay, really content, and really happy in whatever they have, whatever little they have. But there are people who have tons of money, tons of power, everything, but they cannot find that peace of mind, okay, that joy within them, that bliss within them. I think that somehow your childhood has managed to kill that for you as an adult. Been through so many disappointments emotionally, and especially I get a feeling, maybe it's not applicable to everybody, but for some at least, I feel like your parents have been very combative with each other, and they would drag you into their fights, sometimes physically drag you, sometimes emotionally drag you, sometimes mentally drag you. Even when you are not there, you might have become the topic of their fights, and that might have led you to feel that you are no good in life. You might have tried very hard to keep a very positive attitude, but no. Some of you might be going through a lot of phases of deep depression, and that feels like, like the end of, oh my god. Please seek the right kind of help for what I am saying right now. Please talk to somebody if you are feeling suicidal for some reason. Please talk to somebody who can help you. It's not applicable to everybody, it's applicable to some. I would highly recommend that you talk out your heart to someone who, just call a helpline and talk to them. It's it need not be this cycle is ending for you. You don't have to end yourself for it, okay? This cycle is ending. You can find happiness. Things may seem very bad for all the things that have gone through, that you have gone through in your life, but nothing is as bad as you wanting to end yourself. Please, pile number 3, I urge you, I urge you deeply, and even I beg you, please talk to somebody. There are people who can help you out, who are willing to listen to you, who are willing to support you. There are people like that. There are support groups. Reach out to them. Google is one place where you can find those places. Are there a lot of conflicts still going on in your life? Do you get into conflicts within yourself and outside yourself? You don't have to do that. Don't have to feel so dissatisfied. That's what I'm getting. And I think this cycle of dissatisfaction is coming to an end. That's how it is unfolding. And if you are thinking that by ending yourself you are going to end this cycle, This is not the solution, my friends. For some here, please comment down below and let me know. There is hope. There is hope. This is the worst phase that you're going through, and it's going to come to an end, because you're going to see the light very soon. There is hope. You don't have to, it's no longer going to continue like this. Let us see. Okay, what will happen? What can what can pile number 3? Oops, so many cards. What can pile number 3 look forward to? What can pile number 3 look forward to? Great new beginnings with a person, or you are going to become a very powerful person. You are going to take charge. You are going to grow spiritually so high, my friends. You can command so much. You can wield so much power. You will come out of this like shining bright. There is nothing stopping you from now on. It's just this, this is lingering energy, out of habit, rather than it's actually happening right now. All of this has happened in the past. It's not there anymore. It is just that you are carrying that energy with you, and you realize that you have to end it. You are going to end it very soon. Yeah, this pain is going to pass extremely soon. By next year, you will not have this kind of a mindset anymore, because you are growing into somebody who is amazing, who can manifest right, left, center. Okay, very powerful, very charming, charismatic, can move a community of people to do whatever he or she wants. That is going to be your position. Emotionally, I think you are growing spiritually leaps and bounds, and this is not the time for you to think of, negative stuff. For very few of you who may be thinking of ending things, this is not the time. This is the time for you to shine, my friends. And what a great inspiration that you will find. You are going to be so motivated that there is no stopping you after this. You will not let your past hurts come by and hurt you anymore. It's over. It's done. And you are going to transform into this. You have seen life at its emotional worst, and this is the time for you to get up and see its spiritual best. That is what this transformation is about, and that is what this ending is about. See, it's ending all this stupid energy that you have been through all your life, all the pain that you have been through. It's just ending. End. And what you have next? A great new beginning, an inspiration. Probably this is a person as well. This person is going to spark inspiration within you. This could be a female, it could be a person who has these qualities. Okay, they might have a huge, when I say huge, at least they will have a lot of people looking up to them. They will command power, and if this person is going to show you the way, okay, and you will grow into this. For some people you are just straight up, after this experience you are saying that no, there is no stopping me. I have been through the worst. I've hit the rock bottom, and there's nothing that's going to stop me from now on. I am my own boss. I make my own rules, and nothing is going to dim my light. I am inspired. I can do very well. This inspiration is coming from the heavens itself, my friends. Okay, let's get to this. capacity to love. See, this capacity to love, this card talks about Ganesha's trunk. An elephant's trunk is extremely agile. Okay, it can uproot trees and it can pick up a needle from a haystack. It is extremely dexterous, extremely adaptable. So the capacity to love also talks to you about being adaptable. There are different situations in life. You cannot be very rigid. You have to be adaptable. You have to choose love every single time in any capacity that you can, and that is going to show you the way. That is going to show you the way. Here you don't have to extend love to anybody else. You extend that love to yourself. Show that capacity of love towards yourself. That's what Ganesha is asking you to do here. And with this second card, it says decision. This is time for you to make decisions, strong decisions. Probably not to let your past hurts uh, come in your way anymore, not to go into your old habits anymore. Okay, you are done with that. You are ending that cycle. You are done. Only thing which is going to be happening is new inspirations, new power, newfound strength, all of that. Okay, this decision is also about that. There are a lot of things which might be going on in your life which could be clouding your head, and you might not be able to take the right decision. This card is asking you to take a step back, prioritize, and then make sound decisions for you in the long run. And I see that, my friends, the decision is about maybe about ending the patterns that are not working for you, and for you to start anew with new inspirations, with new found energy and strength. You will be moving forward, and that is the decision this card is asking you to make. And this card is pretty suggestive. You might be, if some of you are wondering, like, why are you going through so many cycles of so much pain, depression, and nothing's working out. So this could be one of the reasons, that maybe you or a family member of yours has made a vow to one of the god or goddesses, or some spiritual authority in your family that you believe in, and that has not been fulfilled. So please fulfill that. And or if you are making promises to other people, and if you are not living up to it, this card is asking you to fulfill those promises. And if your parents have promised something to people, and if they are counting on it, and if they are, if it's just not parents, it could be any member of your family, if they are promising things, and if it comes to you to fulfill it, then just do it out of the goodness of your heart, and you will see uh, that it's going to be very rewarding for you. Okay, and then is harmony. Let there be harmony of mind, body, and soul. This will create a balance of all elements. So this card speaks about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and doing, saying, and living what you think and feel, and putting that into action. That is when you come into alignment, and also tuning up with your intuition, so that you get uh, that guidance from within as to what to do and what not to do. So that was about your reading, pile number 3. uh, I wish you all the very best in your life. Just understand that all the struggles are just a phase. They are not your life defining events or circumstances. Everything changes. The only thing constant on this planet is change. So everything changes, and your situation is also changing for the better. Hang in there. I wish you all the strength. I wish you all the best. May God bless you abundantly in whatever you are seeking. I really pray for your pile that you find your inner strength to break free from all of that's holding you back, and I see you breaking free as well. All the best, pile number 2. If you like the reading, please give me a thumbs up. If you have something to say, please mention it in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And also, if you think that somebody else might use this reading, please share it with them. Thank you so much for watching pile number 3. I wish you all the very best, and all the love of this universe may be showered on you. Thank you so much. See you with another reading. Bye. Okay, pile number 4. Let me just the first card is healing. The second card is sadness and gladness. Sadness and gladness are two sides of the same coin. Let me just shuffle this first. Okay, for pile number 4. What childhood wounds are coming into play for them currently, and advice on how to deal with it and how they might be unfolding in their life currently. Please, for pile number 3, their childhood wounds, how they might be unfolding currently in their life. Let's see about this. And how it's unfolding currently for them. Okay. Give me a few seconds, pile number 3, so that I can make sense of what this spread is trying to say. Okay, pile number 4. From what I see, the first word which is coming to my head is directionless. Probably right from your childhood, there might have been a lot of confusing events in your life that it never gave you a chance to sit down and think for yourself as to what you want to do with your life in general. Okay, maybe you did not find the right kind of guidance. That's what I'm getting strongly. You did not find the right kind of guidance for you to make the kind of decisions that would lead you on a path that you would have liked to be currently on. And when you when reminiscing over your childhood, I think you think that you were constantly lost. Okay, there were a lot of unknown factors here. You probably relied a lot on your intuition as a child rather than relying on adults and other people in your life. And I also get, for some people, it was a very lonely childhood. Even though you may have had parents, it felt like you never had them, or some of you might have grown up without parental support. You just did not know the direction to go. in your childhood? Whom to approach, what to approach for, what to approach them for? It could have been a lot of there could have been a lot of confusing times in your life. There was no constancy. That's also another message I'm getting. Like, you're 3 months in this school, then you're taken away from that school, and you're put in another school for some time. It's something like a no, either your parents and you moved a lot, or you were in foster homes kind of a situation. That sort of left you very lost in childhood, especially when it comes to feeling emotionally well balanced. You just don't, and I'm also getting, you don't know how to give those emotions to yourself as an adult now. Your childhood, uh, the events which you have seen through in your childhood are not minor. They are like extremely transformative. I get that you were you are supposed to see through these things. You have that in you. See through why these things have happened. I think you see through why these things have happened with you. Some of you are so well connected intuitively. Some of you could be really good psychics. Okay, probably you have intuition into your past lives. You can just see, you can see on the other side. There is a direct connection. Very intuitive group of people. And I also get that you do not know your own power. You do not realize the potential that you have. You There is this a nagging feeling in you, which may keep telling you that I can do better than this. I know I'm capable of much greater things, but when it comes to actual tangible reality, probably you're not even close to 1% of what you feel inside of you. That's one of the things I'm getting again with this spread. And most of it is because you do not believe in yourself, because you have not stuck to one thing, doing one thing for a long. See, having a talent is one thing, and for that talent to become something which is really good, then it takes practice, consistency. Okay, not everybody is talented in everything. Some of them are talented in music, some of them are talented in math, some of them are talented in business. Take how it resonates. But unless you take that skill, it's like a knife. Knife is your skill, but it needs to be sharpened for it to cut precisely. Correct? Precisely, that's how it is. Like, you are extremely talented bunch of people, like really good. Okay, but there is lack of direction, and probably that's what you feel very sad about when you look back on your childhood. You know that you have these talents within you, but you didn't have the means to master those as a child, because there was no direction. There was nobody to handhold you and guide you as a child and give you the confidence that you can do all these things. You had to rely upon yourself for many things. And lack of emotional support might have left you feel extremely sad as a child, very lonely. You had to probably juggle many things. And I'm getting, probably some of you had to work at a very young age just so that you could survive. Maybe there was this one person who was like a guide to you. Guide in the sense, like, who would overlook uh, stuff for you. You were under their care. I don't get a motherly or a parental figure. It's more like somebody like an authority of of an organization. For some of you, maybe you were in a hostel, out of your parents' care, where you felt like there was nobody to, nurture your inborn talents, nobody to recognize them and tell you what you're good at and what you're bad at, what you should do, how to develop them. And I also get a feeling that as a child, probably you are not in a place to listen to the guidance that you were getting. Probably it was not the right kind of the way that they conveyed it to you. You couldn't receive the message they were conveying to you. That's also one of the things which I'm getting. For example, you look up to a person and they say that, hey, you are so good at this, you should continue this, and this is how you go about it. You will listen. But when somebody you do not really like comes up to you and gives you the same message, you block them off. And currently in your life, you want to have an emotionally fulfilling, committed life, probably with yourself or with somebody else, but you realize that you are unable to give those emotions to yourself. You have this knowledge about yourself. You're very self aware. This is what I'm getting. You are self aware. This bunch of people, many of them are clueless as to why things are happening to them the way they are happening, but you are very self aware. You have all the knowledge within you, and you know that there is a lack of self esteem here and self confidence, and that's why you are unable to manifest all that you want. You internally know that you are extremely capable, but you do not have the confidence within you to move ahead with it. This is a very strong message from this group that I get. Very intuitive, you people are. Just looking for what other messages that I can get. Maybe you never held yourself, or there probably, I also get this feeling that maybe you are not held accountable, and so you don't hold yourself accountable for many things. Like, you have to take responsibility, right? You have talents, there is no doubt about it. You have talents, there is no need to feel victimized here. This is also one of the messages that I'm getting. There is no need to feel victimized. You are not the victim. You know very well that within you. But once you take charge of you, the power that you have within you, you can just change things for the better for yourself. You have it in you. You are your own master. You can break free. You can find the direction. Just start working on one little nudge that you have. Probably it can be just writing one or two lines and then putting it on Instagram or somewhere and see how the response goes, just to boost your confidence. Then you can do, once you get confident with what you're doing, then you can start working more on it and getting better at it. Even though there might have been people who appreciate you, probably you never appreciated yourself. That is also one of the messages I'm getting. And suddenly I feel like some of you can be, very laid back. You don't want to do much. You want the success, but you don't want to work for it. And you know that. And that also makes you sad. So you want an offer, especially when it comes to your creative side. you want an offer to come towards you, or probably you want to take whatever creative urges you have and express it into the world, but you're not confident about it. So, my friends, it's in your hands. There is nobody else stopping you here. That's what I'm getting. This is all what might have happened in your childhood, but that's just, you know that it's in the past. It does not affect you anymore. But right now, you are in a place where you're not confident because of the experiences that you've had as a child. You're not very confident. The only way you can become confident is by putting your work out there in the world, by giving your cup out there into the world and see who takes it and what happens after that. And then you can manifest anything you want. First step is for you to get out there, put yourself out there. If you are looking for a romantic relationship, put yourself out there. If you are looking for a job offer, put yourself out there. If you are looking for a creative outlet, put yourself out there. If you are looking for a business offer, put yourself out there. And then once you get the response that you're looking for, I think you will shift gears so fast that you will surprise yourself. Then all what felt stuck will just start moving with a lot of passion. With a lot of passion. There is no more confusion in your life. Everything just, you will bulldoze through stuff. And this healing says that uh, we all go through so many things in life that eventually wounds us, but it's all the essence of healing is also within us. And once we become responsible and take accountability of all the damages that have been caused to us, no matter who did it, whether you did it to yourself or you let other people do it to you, it really does not matter. But the responsibility of healing all those wounds lies within you. And this card asks you to take that responsibility and heal yourself, to move ahead full steam, to manifest the life of your dreams or whatever that you're looking for. And also this one, sadness and gladness are two sides of the same coin. This card just says that there are some happy days and there are some sad days. It does not mean that life is going to be sad all the time or happy all the time. It's changing constantly. And this card asks you to, find the balance, like here, right in the between. Don't be extremely sad or don't be extremely happy. It's right here. The golden area is right in between. Be happy. Don't let these extreme emotions keep pulling you from one place to another constantly. Okay, be where both of this. When you get joy, you acknowledge it, let it pass. When you are sad, you acknowledge it, let it pass. Don't dwell on either too much. This is what this card says. So that was about your reading, pile number 4. I hope it resonated with you. If you like the reading, please give me a thumbs up. If you have something to share, please mention it in the comments down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please hit the subscribe button. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching this reading. Pile number 4, I wish you all the very best. I really truly hope that you find it in yourself to make the changes that are required for you to shine bright and be the powerful manifester that you can be. I wish you all the very best, pile number 4. Take care and see you with another reading. Bye.